Welcome to the Physics Classroom's video tutorial series on Newton's laws. The topic of this video is determining acceleration. And here's what we wish to answer. How can Newton's second law be used to determine the acceleration from known values of individual forces? Here we go. This video assumes understanding of 5 basic concepts. First, net force. Second, mass versus weight and how to calculate one from the other. Third, free body diagrams, how to draw one from a verbal description. 4, friction. And finally, Newton's second law. Let's start with Newton's second law. When the individual forces acting on an object are not balanced, what we know about the object is it's going to accelerate with an acceleration that's directly proportional to the net force and inversely proportional to the mass. We often express this in a form of an equation like the one you see here, A equal F net divided by M. The F net in this equation is known as the net force. It's measured in newtons, and it refers to what you would calculate if you were to add all the forces as vectors. It's sometimes called the vector sum of all the forces. In the diagram shown here with forces given, you'll note that they do not balance. The up and down may balance, and 30 up and 30 down may add to 0, but 36 to the right is not balanced by 24 to the left. So if we add this leftward or negative force to the rightward or positive force, we end up getting 12 newtons to the right. And that's the net force in this diagram. The m in our equation is what we refer to as the mass. The mass is measured in kilograms, and it refers to the amount of stuff present in an object. It's related to the weight or force of gravity acting on the object, and the mass can be calculated from the force of gravity if you take the force of gravity and divide by 9.8. And force of gravity can be calculated from mass by multiplying by 9.8. In our first example, a diagram is given, and we wish to calculate the net force and the acceleration. We know the values of the two individual forces. If this was written as a word problem, it might be worded something like this. A 50 kilogram Skydiver experiences 740 Newton air resistance force. Determine her acceleration. The F graph can be computed from this value of mass of 50.0 kilograms by multiplying by 9.8. Now, here's our solution. First thing is we have to find the net force. It's the vector sum of these two forces. We would take the force in the direction of the acceleration, that'd be the up one, and subtract the one that opposes it. So we would subtract 490 from 740, and that would give us 250 newtons. That's the net force. If we wish to calculate the acceleration, we also need to know the mass. So the mass of this object is 50 kilograms. Now what we can do is divide net force by mass and calculate the acceleration of 5.0 meters per second squared. That's the acceleration, and it's directed upwards. Our second problem also gives us a diagram and asks us to calculate the F net and the acceleration. If this were worded as a word problem, it might be something like this. A rightward force of 46.8 newtons is applied to a 4.0 kilogram object. There's 14.8 newtons of friction. Determine the acceleration. The first step in solving this problem is we need to calculate the net force. We know there's 46.8 newtons to the right and 14.8 newtons to the left. These don't completely balance, so we have to subtract the 14.8 from the 46.8, and this gets us the vector sum of all the forces, and it's 32.0 newtons. Now our next step would involve calculating the acceleration from knowledge of the net force and the mass. The mass was stated to be 4.0 kilograms, so we divide 32.0 newtons by 4.0 kilograms, and we get 8.0 meters per second squared, directed rightwards. In our third example, no diagram is given, so we'll have to provide it. A 55.8 Newton tension force is used to pull a 4.50 kilogram bucket out of a well. There's two forces acting upon our object. One of them is a tension force, and the other one is the force of gravity. The tension force's value is given. We'll have to calculate the force of gravity by going mass times 9.8 newtons per kilogram. We get 44.1 newtons. Now our next step would be to calculate the net force. It's the vector sum of all the forces. So we would take the force in the direction of the acceleration and subtract from it the gravity force, the force that opposes it. When we do, we get 11.7 newtons. Now our last step is to calculate the acceleration by calculating the F net to M ratio. The 11.7 newtons is the F net, and the mass is stated, so when we do our division, we get 2.60 meters per second squared, and the direction is up. In our fourth problem, getting a good free body diagram will be critical. As a 410 Newton rightward force is applied to a 62 kilogram object, there is 193 newtons of friction. Determine the acceleration. So what we have in this situation is we have a rightward applied force and a leftward opposing friction force. We also have a force of gravity, and since the object encounters friction, it must be on some sort of surface. There's got to be a normal force. We can now calculate the force of gravity by going the mass of 62 kilograms times 9.8. The value is 607.6 newtons. That's also the normal force value. These two will balance. But there will be no balancing in the horizontal direction, so there's more rightward force than leftward force. So the result is we'll have a net force. So the first step of the solution is to calculate that net force as the vector sum of all the forces. Take the force in the direction of the acceleration, the 410 newtons, and subtract from it the force that opposes it, 193 newtons. You'll get 217 newtons to the right as the net force. Now the last step is to calculate the acceleration by calculating the F net to m ratio. The mass is given, and we've just calculated the net force. When you do your division, you get 3.5 meters per second squared to the right. 525 Newton rightward force is applied to a 637 Newton object. The coefficient of friction is 0.400. Determine the acceleration. As in any problem, it's critical to get a good free body diagram drawn. Here we have an object being pushed across a surface. So there's obviously a normal force and a gravity force. Normal up, gravity down. In fact, the 637 newtons, that's the weight of the object, or the force of gravity, the down force. So the up force must balance it. We'll need to know that up force because the coefficient of friction is given. You might recall from our friction video that you can calculate the force of friction by going the coefficient of friction multiplied by the normal force. We also know there's an applied force to the right. So there's four forces. We diagram them like this, and the values of the rightward applied force is given, and the value of the leftward friction force can be calculated. We've already discussed how to get the normal force. So now to get the friction force, we'd go mu times F norm. 0.400 times 637, that gives us approximately 255 newtons. So now I know the value of all the individual forces. I should be able to calculate the net force. So when I calculate the net force, I'm going to take the force in the direction of the acceleration, the applied force, 525 newtons, and subtract the force that opposes it, the 255 newtons. And when I do, I get 270 newtons as my net force. Now I can calculate the acceleration by going net force over mass. But the mass isn't given. No big deal. We can take the 637 newtons and divide by 9.8. That gets me a mass of 65.0 kilograms. Now I can go 270 newtons, the net force, divided by 65.0 kilograms, and I get approximately 4.16 meters per second squared, and that's to the right. I'd like to wrap things up by talking about the method that I've been using to solve for acceleration in all these problems. My first step is always, I draw a free body diagram showing all the individual forces acting upon the object. Then what I'm going to want to do is calculate all the values of these individual forces, if any of them are unknown, and also of the mass, if it's not given. Then what I'm going to do is calculate the net force by finding the vector sum of all the forces. Take any force in the direction of acceleration, subtract ones that oppose it, and you got the net force. Finally, I calculate the acceleration by doing the F net per mass ratio, and that's all there is to it. Now at this time in every video, I'd like to help you out by giving you an action plan, a series of next steps to make the learning stick. But before I do, I wanted to ask you if you could help us out. First of all, if you like the video, why don't you press the like button, maybe even press the subscribe button, and then you can get notifications when new videos come out. Finally, there's a place down below to leave questions and comments. All right, here's your action plan. At our website, we have a section called the Calculator Pad, and at the Calculator Pad, we have problems, we have answers, and we have audio-guided solutions. So why don't you check out the Newton's Law section? You'll find questions 11 through 30 are very similar to our example problems. Some a little easier, some a little harder, but all great practice. Second, at our website, there's a concept builder section, and there's two concept builders that you would find quite useful. Personally, I like the one called Solve It with F equal ma, but you could try any of these. They're all having you calculate the value of acceleration from known values of individual forces. We have links down in the description section of this. We have a Minds on Physics app, and you're going to find in the Newton's Laws module of app number 2 that Mission NL9 is just perfect. You're going to get 8 problems where you have to calculate the acceleration. And then finally, if you need a reference at any time, on our website we have a tutorial. Check out the Newton's Laws chapter and you'll find there's a page called Finding Acceleration, just like this video. Whatever you do, I wish you the best of luck.